What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another Major Ben tech video here for you guys today. I do hope you're all having an awesome day as always. Please do subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying these Steam Deck videos. I do all kind of tech videos, so mainly Steam Deck at the moment because it's what's kind of hot. It's what I'm enjoying talking about. I've obviously got my device now and I'm kind of wanting to share things with you guys. But today we have some specific Steam Deck news that's actually really huge and really important, but we're getting to that. So please just go down to the description and follow me on all my social media if it's something you're interested in. Do leave a like on the video because I'm always looking to grow my channel, grow the community. There's a Discord where we can all kind of talk and communicate about Steam Deck issues. It's kind of like a helpline as well, so I'm looking forward to kind of growing that too. But without further ado, let's get into this. So 40 FPS or 40 hertz on Steam Deck is a really huge thing. So user adjustable screen refresh rate support has actually been added in one of the beta builds for the Steam Deck, which I've got installed here, and I actually show you in this video what it looks like. So rather than opting for 60 hertz, which the Steam Deck can't necessarily deliver on every single title, you can now manually actually set the refresh rate to anything between 40 and 60 hertz, which makes it easier to ensure even frame delivery and therefore a visually smoother experience than a frame rate that ping pongs between 30 and 60 FPS. 40 hertz, the reason, well, this is actually making the whole frame time graph so much more stable. Excuse me. The reason this makes the whole frame time graph so much more stable is because basically 40 hertz is exactly between 30 and 60 when it comes to the frame time. So 16.66 milliseconds, 25 milliseconds, and 33.33 milliseconds, which is why we've seen it appear as an option in games like, some of the Insomniac games like Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 5, for example. So switching over to my main camera here, I've got The Witcher, and I just want to show you while I'm looking around here, this is running close to 60 FPS. We'll actually boost the graphics up and make it run between 40 and 50 to show more of a dramatic side of things. Let me just actually put on my advanced view here to here so you can see the frame time graph here. You can see it's pretty stable, and we'll go into the when it moves between the 40s and 50s later, but we'll just show you quickly when you actually go down here. Now you had the refresh rate option, which I could limit to 50, for example, which actually kind of already makes that line a lot more stable, and it's a locked 50. And then obviously the same thing again here. Where is it? Wrong one. Same thing here for 40 as well. So we can lock this to 40, and obviously that graph is fully stable. Now, if we were to go into the settings, let me just actually put this back to 60 so I can kind of get what we want to see here is we want a balance where the actual frames start jumping between 50 and 60. So let's bump the graphics of this game up to high and just see where that puts us in terms of FPS. So that's actually slightly too much. I think there's too much on high for this to handle. So let's go to medium. We may have to bump a few settings up. But yeah, this actually runs really well on medium. This isn't the best game to do an example with, but it is one that I can kind of tweak to the point where I can get it very precisely between a certain number here. So I just want to get it to, there we go. So we're in like the 40s. There we go. Perfect. 40s to 50s. So sometimes high, sometimes, pretty average. I'm on fire, which is not really what I want. So now if we bump this down, you guys saw even on 56 there, the frame time graph had more ups and downs than it does when I now limit it to 40 FPS. You'll see that it's a pretty much flat line with once we've actually settled in a little bit. There we go. So it's a very stable line. A couple of jumps there because it's actually dropping down below to the 30s. So again, not the best example. You kind of want, when it's at 40, you can see, look at that line when there was no hitching there. That line was perfect. But for games that aren't obviously running as well as this is the perfect scenario to run this at. It's phenomenal. And just to say, the difference between 30, we'll put this to 40 again, actually. And the difference between 30 and 40 is really huge. So you can actually go down to 20 here. Let's put that there and bump it up. I think if we put it to 50, it might be 30. 25. Okay, so put that to 60, and you can see this is not what I want. Resume game. This is 30 FPS. I'm hoping it picks it up well enough on the camera, but that jump from 30 to 40 is actually massive. Like, it's a huge difference in terms of frame rate, not to mention battery life. You can add sometimes 20% battery life by just running this game at 40 FPS rather than 60. And honestly, it's tough to tell the difference. I mean, you can see, look at the frame time graph. Look how stable that graph is. And this is a game we're running on very, pretty decent settings here with things like NVIDIA Hairworks on for Geralt. You can just see the difference. So this is huge. And I feel like it's something that's gonna really help in the future when games do start pushing to be a little bit more demanding and stuff. I think that's going to make a huge difference. And again, I'll turn this back up to 60 for you guys, and you'll see like how the frame graph is a lot more. Even though the stutters are small, they're pretty small there, but you can see there is delays in the frame time graph when it's running at a higher FPS and it's bouncing between. There are actually worse cases, which I wish I'd kind of figured out which game to test. I may do some more testing on this in the future and kind of show where the best examples are of this and do another video to show that. But you can see you're getting a lot of little spikes, a lot of frame time delays, and that makes a huge difference. Like, you can say, okay, yeah, it's running at a higher FPS of 44 rather than 40 and 45 and 6 and 7 in some cases, but actually it's looking like it's more laggy, particularly in person where I'm seeing it right now, because of the fact that the frame times are not stable compared to the 40 FPS option. Now, obviously, for a game like this, I'm going to go into the settings and I'm going to drop it down to a point where I'm happy with it in terms of 60 FPS from my personal point of view when I'm on my lunch break and I want to get slightly better graphics, for example. That's something that I would always do. But in the end of the day, you do have the option here to go in and tweak this and set it to 40 FPS now. And I think this is a huge move. We've already seen PlayStation pick up this technique more and more. It is something that's working. It's something that's actually making a huge difference here. So this is very exciting news and pretty promising. Let me know if you'd like to see any other games, or if there's any games you'd like me to test, then please do let me know, because I'm honestly very open to doing some tests on this. We can do a stream, perhaps we can try some different games out, running them at 40 and just see how much of a difference that makes. But this is just another option for Steam Deck now, and I think that that's the big thing here. We're getting all this kind of support, and I think that's what is really important from what Steam and Valve are doing. They are adding features like this after launch. Like, this thing has launched, not many people necessarily have their devices, but Valve are still going in and thinking, right, let's add this, a 40 FPS thing already, just a couple of months now after launch, and we've had this much stuff added. And even me, from my point of view, looking at this device from when I got it a month ago now to now, and the upgrades this thing has had, the performance increases this thing has had, the fan changes this thing has had, it's been phenomenally upgraded even since the time I've had this device. And that's why I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on yours. People who are in like Q3 and after, you guys are going to see a far more complete device even than the one you're seeing here today, because all these updates and all these patches are giving you a better experience, and this experience is adding up to become better and better over time. And I'm sure they still have tons in the works, but again, this is an awesome option. One, the main thing is it is giving us a more stable frame time graph, and two, it is giving us a much improved battery life and a battery time by up to 20% in some cases. This is phenomenal, and I'm seeing all this from the Digital Foundry, and do go and watch their video, because they have a much better setup where they can show very specific details, and it's a huge thing. Sony's doing it with a lot of their games because they know the PS5 is not going to be able to output 60 FPS in all the upcoming games. So 40 is a very good middle ground. It's very, very good. It's a huge improvement over 30 and very small difference between 40 and 60. And I think that's really cool to see that that's something that's being worked on by a lot of people at this time. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate all of you guys helping me out and supporting me recently. It's been mad. The love on this channel has been growing more and more. So thank you so much for that. Please do leave a like. Please do subscribe to my channel. We do have a gaming channel as well now where I stream games, post videos of the games I've been playing, and yeah, it'd just be awesome if you check that out. It's down in the description. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord. We can start getting some support groups going for the Steam Deck. It'd be awesome to have as many of you join that as possible, and we can discuss things. You guys can ask me questions, you can request videos that I can kind of talk about, and just check it all out. It's awesome to have a community. So thank you for everything, guys. You've been awesome. Yeah, like the video, and I'll see you in future ones. Bye bye for now.